why I start everyone with that. How's it going, everybody? I was chilly, but I napped for a little bit. And I didn't have my sweater on, so that would be why I was chilly. So how's it going, everybody? You look all oily. Probably am. I did put primer on like many hours ago. So how's it going? How's it going? Sorry. Try to share it and then it kind of does like I think it pauses. Yeah, I think it pauses when you do that. Oh, so let me tell you. Again, not that I'm telling anyone except myself, but grief. Handling, going, I don't even know how to say it right. Going through the stages of grief is so crazy. I sometimes look at it like I wish I had know what I would say. I guess simply and bluntly, I wish I had more friends and more family. But here's the thing. I'd have more friends right now. But I put up boundaries and I decided that I'm gonna speak up for myself and I'm not gonna allow things that I don't find allowable, that I don't find respectful, that I just, and I finally put up boundaries. And of course, you lose people when you do that. And then some people, I'm telling you, the pandemic just had some people rushing into different lives completely, where they left, like, their old life behind, their old friends behind. Just, that definitely played a part. But I also was like, maybe the grass, how they say the grass is always greener on the other side. If I had a ton of people or something, or like, I don't even know what's a ton, what's a lot, what's a little, friends or family, like, would that help any? I don't know the answer to that question. Because what I need is just to talk and sometimes just like hang out, like watch a movie, grab coffee, something like that. Um, you know, and who really knows if it would be better if I had more people. I know it would not be better if I had the same people that basically chose that they were going to continue to disrespect me and treat me like I was not even a human being. And upon me having a voice, they were like, well, now that we can't treat you horribly, we don't want to have anything to do with you. So clearly I would not rather have those people in my life. Clearly I would rather have less than have that, because that's not real, and those aren't people that are in any way gonna help you or even just sit with you silently in a time of, like, grief. Those are people that will and have purposely said things and done things to make it worse and to make, yeah. So, but I will say, I will admit, there have been moments, because I don't know what it is, my vulnerability or my weakness or my just need to fill up, not a void, but maybe like a void in conversating with people or just human connection, has made me think of reaching out to people that, no, no, like, no. Um, and it's just crazy because it's like a couple months ago, I was like, wouldn't have even thought of like their existence, like just wouldn't. But then it's just crazy how grief can drive you toward down many roads, but you still have the choice. You still have an option. You still have a choice. And, thank God for that, right? Like, you don't have to, you might think something or you might feel something, but you don't always have to act on it. That's for sure. So I'm like thinking about it and I'm like, there's never been a time where I was down and I called like this person to like just sit with me silently or anything like that, where I wasn't made to feel worse. I wasn't have it like later on had it used against me. I wasn't like put through torture. And I'm like, why? Why? I don't know. I guess when you have that, even though it's been 2 years and you have all the things that you went through, when you've had that trauma bond and you're still like, you're over parts of it, but there's other parts that I guess it really takes longer than you think, or than I thought, or than I would think, to get over years and years and years of narcissistic abuse, like by somebody, by, your partner, romantic partner. So, but it has been impossible. I don't really know. I mean, the only things that have made it, I'll be 1,000% honest. The only things that have made it manageable, or made it, I don't even know if that's the right word. My psychiatrist, my psychologist, medication, and my best friend. My two best friends, but one, I'm not giving credit more to one than the other, just one that's more frequent and consistent and really, yeah. I guess I am giving more credit because it's whatever. But if it were not for that, if it were not for strangers seeing me one day, not just seeing me randomly, but having an interaction and asking how I'm doing or how I was doing or something, and it just whatever hit me and I just started bawling, and he was like, "Do you need a hug?" Do you need a hug right now? He's like, I'm a hugger, but I'm not, not gonna hug you without your permission, but like you seem like you could use a hug. And true. And that was really, it's like, it's nice to know that there's people out there like that. Some kind I mean, sometimes a hug really does a lot. And so I accepted because I didn't feel like any type of weird, way or anything. Is he like was super genuine, like just the vibe was just lovely. And that was it. That was the only exchange. I think it's beautiful that there's people in this world like that because there are so many people that are not. And that little exchange that he had, that maybe 5 minutes that he took out of his day extra, made a difference in my day that day, you know? But I will say, like, I'm trying to distract myself. And again, I'm gonna repeat, not with anything dangerous, bad, illegal, but I'm trying to, like, just constantly, because I can't really sleep. I'm not, when I can, I'm very grateful for it. And then I think once or twice only I've actually like slept where I've been fully asleep. It's just what it is. So I try though, and I rest like my body and all that. But I just try to distract myself, my mind, my physical, my everything, which the physical you couldn't, you can do to a certain point, but you have to, like, at least for myself, I have to take breaks and, you know, can't do everything all at once type of thing. You don't want to hurt yourself or put self in that kind of position. Um, I've went out and about like by myself with BFF. It's definitely better with the BFF. I mean, it always is, but during this time when I'm like, I don't want to think about, like, I don't want to have really, like, thoughts of my own, if you will. Well, or like, I want to have something, like radio, TV, conversation, something, that's not, like, obviously I don't want to talk about that. Um, but like when I have quiet time to think, even though like I may be looking at something beautiful or seeing something or experiencing something for the first time, it's I'm doing it, but I'm either doing it holding back tears or with tears, or it's like I'm very aware that I'm only checking this out, walking this trail, taking this picture, doing this whatever because I'm trying to feel better. And while these are all things that I've wanted to do, have done in the past, would still do anyways, I just don't know. I've just It's so hard. Um, I've thought about a couple of other things, and I'm like, well, that's not gonna help because you're gonna be by yourself and you're gonna have even more time to think. Like, so the thing is not letting my mind kind of think for itself, if you will. Like, distraction, music, TV, movies, conversation. So, I don't know if that's healthy, unhealthy. I mean, it's better than a lot of things. Um, but I definitely like reading a book, doing a puzzle, something like that, where it's like, well, reading a book, you don't have the TV on in the background, or at least I don't. I think some people might actually do that and be able to read still, but um, anything where like my mind can just sort of drift more so than it already can is just not working for me. Um, it's hard enough sometimes, like with TV and movies, to keep just focused on what I'm watching and not start thinking about something else. Just to think, you know. I'm not eating right. I'm not. I'm trying to care, but I just am not. I'm like. mm, I don't have the biggest appetite. I try, like. I don't know. And then I realized yesterday I wasn't even drinking enough water, which is. That's a, like, huge thing for me. Like, that really doesn't even happen, like, if I were to try. But it's just, I'm just at times so numb that I just don't, I'm like, I don't even realize, like, oh, I've been sitting in the same position or, like, looking at the same thing for hours. Not in the sense of, like, oh, I don't realize it, like, I'm losing my mind, but it's like, I don't realize how much time has passed, and then, like, I just, I realize, like, if I had my own family and kids and that, it would be maybe a little bit different. Like, I'd have, what would you call more of a purpose back, or, you know, important distractions that I have to tend to, or think, support. Um, but again, the grass is always greener, right? You never know. You never know. I mean, spouse could not be supportive. Not sure. Just things run through your head like, I don't have any real connection to anyone. That's what it is. I think I just realized it. That's what it is. I don't have any real connection to anyone. Like, there's no family that's, gonna be there. There's no, or that even exists anymore. Um, a lot of them. I have no connection, no ties to anyone. Like, there's nobody that, unfortunately, that considers me, maybe a lifelong friend, but like, not a true connection or a true, like, I'm not tied to anybody. And again, the grass is always greener, right? As they say. But it's daunting in a sense because while I'm sure there's people that would love to have that type of freedom, I guess, if you will, it's also like I didn't choose to have some of these freedoms. I don't want some of these freedoms. Um, and nothing is going to replace certain people. Like, no, no, no amount of time, travel, no amount of anything. I don't know. I guess it's time to, like, really. But see, I've done this before, and then I've been like, really regretted it because I've been treated, or I've just been discarded and treated so inhumanely. But I've tried to make friends. Like, I've tried to make a new friend or two. You know, girl, guy, whatever, like, just a friendship. Not even necessarily in the same state that I live in. Like, and then it's like, once you think, oh, I may have found like a true person or genuine person, then it's like something sparks a question mark, and it's just a whole, like, well, I don't know. It takes a lot for me to, like, finally, like, it's not a want, but, like, to feel comfortable to, like, talk on the phone to somebody new. And, like, texting I can do, typing, but, and, like, when that happens, I feel like that's definitely, like, a step, a good step in a good direction. It's not always, you don't always know. But, I mean, for me, that's, like, huge. Um, and I think I can say that I have a friend that I can talk to, a gal that seems very lovely and has, I mean, yeah, I'll just leave it at that, because the more that I say, the more people assume all different weird types of things. But, um, The other thing that's perplexing is somebody that I've wanted to talk on the phone with, they've not. But yet we've exchanged like snail mail and message like texts and that, but I don't know. You know, I don't know. It's just kind of like, whoa. I guess that's real, but I don't know because I've never even really heard your voice. You know, like not or like we've not even had a conversation, like even a small one outside of like a platform like this. So it's like, well, I don't know. As much as I would like to believe, I'm not pessimistic, but I'm also not setting myself up for disappointment. And of course, it's not like I'm meeting people, or a ton of people, but it's not like I'm meeting people that even live in the same state as me. So, if, like, just hypothetically, if one were to want to travel to, like, visit a friend, like, you pretty much, if you've never met them before, want to know that they're, like, real. I mean, at the very core of any of that, right? Um, but it is what it is, as my best friend would say. Like, it is what it is. It's just sometimes that extra, like, human connection is just needed, and I'll say that it's needed, but I hate asking for it. Like, I hate asking for it. And then when I do ask for it, I'm usually reminded of why I hate asking for it. Like, very aggressively reminded. So, um, yeah. I'm like, well, maybe you do need a hug, but maybe it's just wait for people like the person that could see that you needed one and didn't even know you from anything and was like, I can see you need a hug. Is it okay if I hug you? Like, I'm not gonna touch you if you don't want me to, but I'm a hugger. I just like to, he said something like, he's like, I like to make people feel better if I can and just like spread positivity. There's so much like negative in the world, and just, but like, it was in a normal way, like nothing like weird, or you know what I mean, where I like had a raised eyebrow, or just to know that like those people still exist, and just you know I guess that's where I'll get my hugs from. you know and I may have to wait like one every 5 years or something, but it just depends, I suppose. It just depends. So I think I'm gonna set up my TV here to watch some more of my show that I actually got in. I don't know what that word was. Why is it like that? That's not good. I'm not sure that'll work. It's not something. It's not good. Some comfort food. I didn't order a ton, but I expected it to be more. Hopefully they didn't screw the order. And I have to mute it to see if it's working correctly, but I think it is now. Excuse me. Burps all of a sudden as I'm about to eat, but I haven't eaten.
You confirmed that the child is of legal age.
I appreciate you coming down here.
Carlos filled me in.
Hey!
There was a
What's up, Big Nut
problem with the
Nasty?
security
How are you
deposit?
doing? Let me just do that so there's no copyright issue. Nice to see you. Yes, I have Xbox. I actually, fun and tragic fact, I never had any video games growing up as a kid. Not because, like, I was deprived. I mean, it's not like we were rich, but it was just one of those things that my parents would never cave. They were like, no, it's gonna, blah, 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 blah. Gonna take away from your school, your studying. So, and my friends, like, they had video games, but, like, we were more, like, out and about, like, always, like, rollerblading outside, doing things like that. So, as an adult, I didn't really, I was, like, in school, doing other stuff, working, I don't know, I didn't get into it, like, I still was like, man, I wish, I had my own video game, and so finally, before my 40th birthday, I It's like I'm gonna buy myself a freaking system of some kind. And I almost did PlayStation, but then I'm like, I'm not gonna, I don't want to spend that right now. Because PlayStation's what I knew the most, I guess, if you will. But I did play a little bit on Xbox, but that's what I have is the Xbox One. I think it's the Xbox One. But I got it for a steal. I don't know how, because I had looked at it, like, the year prior. Because I got it, I don't know exactly what timing, but it was the 40th birthday present to myself. So I've not had it that long at all. But it went down $500 in price. And I was like, okay. I mean, I guess because, you know, PS5 came out and whatever. Like, it did, well, this one doesn't have the, where you can put the discs in. Excuse me. But yeah, so I do them. I do game on here. Not a ton, but I'm still new. I'm still new. I'm still learning how to do things. Like, learning how to get through the first, second, third, fourth levels of some games, you know? So, but yeah, I have the whole setup, so. And I have several games. I have the pass as well, so all of the games in the pass that are free. So, of course, like, I mean, who doesn't like a nice GTA release of stress sometimes? I don't even know how many times I've followed a mission, or tried to follow a mission. Not a lot. I can tell you that. But I have to so that I can... My friend actually leveled me up, but I have to so that I can actually, you know, do more stuff. But I'm like, I just want to cause gas. So... Nice, thank you. I wasn't sure, like, I asked a couple friends, and, like, everybody's kind of different. Like, people that have always had, like, PlayStations are like, well, I can't really speak to the Xbox. And then people that have always had Xbox say the same, and then there's bias of, like, well, this one is better because this one's better because that. You know, just all of that stuff. So finally, at the end of the day, I just was like, well, this looks like what I'm looking for. And I just put it, like, you know, kept it there, like, kept watching the price or whatever. It's brand new, but, like, just, you know, it was still like $1,000 less, if not more, than the PS5. But I was like, maybe it'll go down. You know, I was thinking, like, maybe it'll go down a bit because the PS5's coming out. Chicago. Drag racing. I caught myself when I was adventuring solo the other night. I caught myself in the middle of a drag race. Lower Wacker Drive. I was like, sorry, guys. Let's go that way. Not even kidding. And not a legal one. That's why when they had, like, the legal one here, I was like, so we're having a legal drag racing thing when every night, like the weekends for sure, there's drag racing on Lower Wacker that's not legal, that happens, and nobody does anything about, like... This is not even near downtown. I mean, it's not that far, but it's not near downtown. But they like to drag race. Anyway, sorry. Squirrel. Missed totally what I was talking about. Oh yeah, that's what. Yeah. So I ended up, like, I looked at it again and I was like, I'm just gonna get it, even if it's the same price, because I want something. And it had gone down that much, and I'm like, that was nice. So I'm like, alright. I mean, I got this basically for a steal. So, yeah. And I enjoy it. I do want to get better at certain games and, like, try. There's one game, and, like, I don't know. I know there's a lot of different ones of the same characters and things, but there's a certain Batman game that I've been trying to, like, get past this to the next level for forever, and I can't. And I feel like that's, I don't know, because it's Batman, like, I should be able to, but it's not like it's a kid's game. It's like, but I'm like, well, sure looks like it would be fun if I could just level up a little bit and do some stuff. So I just have to keep trying, I mean, heck, what do I expect? I never really played video games as a kid. Even my friends that had video games, like, maybe a little bit of Mario Brothers every now and in a blue moon, but other than that, so. But yeah, I did figure out, excuse me, how to chat on the Xbox. Like, somebody sent me a message and I was like, who in the world is this? I didn't even know, like, fully that you can do that. And I'm like, well, that and some other things fully explain or answer some questions about my ex. But I just was like, okay, I didn't even know. Like, there's so many different ways to chat with people and then, like, erase it, and it's like. But anyways, getting back to the Xbox, I had a, like, message from somebody, and I'm like, who is this? And then I read it, and I was like, oh, like an acquaintance of someone else. But I'm like, okay, didn't even realize, like, you could reach out to me that way. But now I know how to do that, at least. So. Add me. On my screen. My screen name. I was in a silly mood. I don't even know what my avatar looks like or what my profile says. I don't even want to know. I think I changed it, like, made it better, because my friend was like, you can't put that. And I'm like, I don't care. I could put what I want. I could do what I want with this Xbox. But, hold on. Do you need the Xbox name or just my? Because it's my regular name. Like, if you can search for it that way, but this is this is my name. Is it too blurry? It might be too blurry. clap for you is at the end there. Should read that right. Pointers I would definitely welcome. So beating the game is like something I don't even know if that's gonna be the Zoom. I don't even know if that's gonna be something I can do in my lifetime. I just wanna like beat level 3 things or something. It's like, come on. Just wanna be able to do more stuff. I mean, I know in like GTA and stuff there's cheats and that, like, but there's a satisfaction that comes with the one, getting it right on your own and like learning and doing it. But the whatever Batman one that I have, it's like it looks so fun, and I'm like, well, I sure wish I could level up. But I don't play as often as I should. I got beef, fresh cut fries. And gravy bread. Which I know is redundant, but excuse me. Fry went down the wrong pipe. I'm wondering if I can see my like what I wrote is my bio. It was gold. My friend made me change it to like be more appropriate. And I'm like, who cares? It wasn't that bad. So, but I wonder if I can see what I wrote. So, which if I can, I can't read them. Because it's... I don't know why I'm coughing. Because whatever I wrote, I know it's still pretty scandalous, I think. Oh, you added me. I was like, what is that? I thought my thing was gonna turn on. Nice. Let's see. You don't know how long I spent on this avatar, and I am dang proud of it. Okay. Now, if that is not something you can get behind, I mean, I must stayed watching this on the screen for like 10 minutes straight, laughing so hard. It took me so long to like get this perfect, like... It's fantastic. It's one of my masterpieces of life. Like... Oh my god. It's fantastic, I think. I'm glad you love it, because I freaking love it as well. I think it's amazing. And it took me a while. Let me see if... I definitely, um, I def I definitely made it more PC than what it was going to be, but it's still pretty crazy. My bio. Slaying your mama's about mainland and THC all day, all day. Can't eat on beavers one down. Praise be THC. I just said it really softly. Like, I don't want to show it because I don't want to get in trouble on here. It's one of my masterpieces. I have many. Many. This one I spent some time on. Others I don't, but they still come out good. And they're all of different categories, but yeah. My bio. I'll take a picture of it and send it to you, because I'll get in trouble.
I appreciate you.
Oh. Just learned how to do that. Let's see what your full profile says. My points versus yours. Well, considering I don't play that much. What's up, Nathan? I was trying to read your bio like I can read my bio, but I can't see it. I'm not. don't have that many platforms. I only have Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat. I'm just on there like goofing around. Dude, mine says oh, okay. Yeah, that's all I have. And Facebook. If they give it back to me. I can't see your bio, what it says. I don't know. It might just be I'm looking in the wrong section. But mine, though, when you read it, oh my god. I just know that it's the toned down version of what I was gonna write as well. Like, because I feel like that needs to be clarified more than once. It's the toned down version. My friend's like, you're gonna get kicked off like your first day. I'm like, can I really kick you off Xbox? Like, just for your bio? I don't know. Maybe. Honestly, some miserable old biddies who had nothing to do better with their lives kept reporting me. I have some haters. I have a lot of haters, which is weird because I don't have a lot of followers, I don't have a lot of viewers. But I have a lot of haters that don't know me from anything, anywhere. So, and then I have some that while they don't know me, they're sent by other people on the internet to just report somebody's page so it finally gets taken down or gets suspended. So, it's happened to me so many times. Is it in there? But yeah, no, I didn't do anything wrong on Facebook. Every single time they've come back and they've been like, you did not violate anything, da 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 da. And the horrible thing is, like, when it's been taken away from me and when it's been suspended has been the times where I've needed an outlet the most. When I was extremely sick, they did this to me. Like, people attack when you are at your worst. They really do. They don't just attack you at other times, because when you're at your worst, they can see perhaps a reaction and that it's doing something, and that unfortunately makes some folks feel better. But karma's real. So is a little thing called the truth. So, you know, it is what it is. It's not like I do this to, like, not doing any of this to keep my head above water, but some people are. Like, that's their only source of income, and they have the same type of troubles, and it's just, I don't know how one handles that. Like, you know, you're just trying to do a little something, and people have to just be, I don't know. What the world has come to these days are things that never would have been accepted, tolerated, like, none of it. But now it's different. Oh no, I believe you. I've seen some horrible things too on Facebook, and I'm like, how do I get suspended for nothing, just for some bitter people who don't like me, who assume all of these crazy things about me? Because I'm like, y'all should write this down in a book, because it could be a good fiction novel, you know? But I see so much, and they don't, nothing happens to them, and I'm like, okay, make it make sense, but don't. And dude, if it could have been a worse Xbox name, or would have had it, I was like, what can I do right now? And then I thought that, the avatar, but my one friend's like, you're really gonna keep it like that? Like, oh my goodness, like, isn't that embarrassing? And I'm like, I'm not easily embarrassed. You know, like, it's Xbox. I'm not at the point of, like, gaming with other people. So, it is what it is. I just thought it was, like, it was hilarious. But when you say the name, you have to say it with the, how can I say this? With a certain accent, if you will. And that's how I always like when I read it, how it reads in my head. So maybe it's funnier to me. But I think you know the accent. If I, like, I don't want to get myself in trouble on here. But, yeah. There's another one I just thought of, but it's worse. I made the name before I ever got a console on a friend's Xbox. Gravy bread. You think you can hear it? Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes I like to go and get my nails done. So, yeah. And I wanted to confuse the general. Oops. I dropped a fry. The general population. um, I feel like that's fantastic. Well, I laughed until I was like in the state. But, yeah, I don't have magical whatevers. And I also don't think the folds, if you will, or the wings aren't big enough. I don't know how else to put it on here. But, I mean, maybe there's like something I've not experienced yet because nobody's made it like as excited as it should be. See? And this is why I created the name, because just based off the name, look at the conversation. But yeah, no. Like, how can I test it out? But no. I don't know. It'd be cool if, like, little hands came out. And they're like, woohoo, good job. Or, please try again. Oh my god, that would be fantastic. Like, just send out the mini hands. Or a mini, like, little microphone. Or something. Like, rah! Like in the stadiums. Like, good job! One for the team. Whatever. Or, no. No, no. Try again. Mm-mm. It takes a lot for me to hate somebody. And it's certainly not gonna be based off of anything, like, that we're joking around about, you know, or, like, anything like that. I mean, I made that name. I put that name. Like, I did that. I mean, it's not like I put that name thinking, like, nobody's ever gonna question it or be like, what in the world? So, I don't know what it is. I can't read that. That's so small. How do I enlarge that? Is there a way to? Oh. Oh, yeah. Fantastic. Totally stealing that. Like, that's fantastic. That's hilarious. Oh my god. That is hilarious. I would not see the person that's like, I don't understand. It's hilarious. I feel like I should send that to one of my guy friends. I agree. Glad we're on the same page about that. I tend to agree with that. You know, to each their own and all that, as they say. But I think we're on the same page. You know, some things are just, it's like, we don't need to get that crazy. You know, there's a heck of a lot of other fantastic stuff that can be done in that realm that doesn't have to end up with a trip to the emergency room. Something of the sort, you know. But there's much more. Sorry that you get to watch me scarf down food right now. Haven't eaten. But yeah. I agree. So what's your, I don't know, this is probably, some people have a favorite and some people are like, that's like choosing, that's a lot, like, they can't pick a favorite. Well, I don't, the big part might be true, but the other part, I mean, really? They did it like this? It's not even homemade? That is disappointing. I mean, it's not ginormous, it's not tiny, it exists. But yeah, the liking that, No, thank you. But there's so much more. There's so much more beyond just that, like, I think sometimes there's a few things that people don't think about or, like, really realize. Can't believe it's 3:07 already. I guess I can, but then again I can't. Full. Full. Mm-hmm. I could do that. One of the things I will tell you though, my phone storage space is crap. I need to get a new one. I was hiking and my whatever newer phone bit it. I didn't. Thank God. But the new phone, it doesn't have storage, so I only can have one app downloaded at a time, which is annoying, frustrating. But that's why I'm not always on, like, everything, like, well, no one can always be on everything, really. I mean, maybe some people, but and I was never really on Snap that hard, and then my friend got me into it, just basically for the filters. Is what I enjoy. What I just sent you. But yeah, like, even if I wanted to be on all of the apps, it would be impossible for one to be on all of them every day, all the time. I mean, I guess people do find a way or something, I don't know. Or enjoy that. Like, it seems like work to me when it's like that, but I just go on different ones when I feel like it. So. And Snap, I mean, you know, I like them all. The storage space, so I have to pick and choose sometimes. But that'll get rectified hopefully sooner than later. I shouldn't complain. I could have lost way more than my phone in that hiking incident, so I'm okay. It's just one of the things I have to tell people, like, if I don't reply to you, it's not necessarily I'm ignoring you or anything like that. I just don't have the app downloaded at the time. So, some people understand, some people think it's BS, like, they can't wrap their head around it, and I'm like, well, also an avid picture taker, so I have a lot of pictures on my phone, so that doesn't help either, but even prior to this phone, I had a lot of pictures, and I had much more storage space, so, I mean, these days, I'm just like, if you want to believe that I'm lying to you about that, then fine. That's, you know, like, people will just be like, no, you're, and it's like, well, if I'm providing you with an additional way to contact me, because I know I can't have, like, certain apps downloaded 24/7, why would I be, like, lying or being fake? You know, and it just doesn't add up, but who knows what people think, or why they think what they think. But excuse me. Oh my goodness. I'm actually yawning, but I know, like, when I go to rest, it's not gonna be, well, I'm being pessimistic, but I don't know if it's gonna come that easy. And it's good that I'm used to it, and I for years, and it doesn't bother me falling asleep, like, with the TV or whatever on, because right now it's really helping, because the other day when I couldn't sleep, I was like, alright, maybe it's because I have the TV on, like, even though it's usually the opposite, and I turned it off, and yeah, like, I cannot be alone with my thoughts right now, if you will, as far as, you know, yes, of course, yeah, you've gotta, like, grieve, and you've gotta let it out, and all of that, and you shouldn't suppress things, but I've, I'll, I'm so devastated, and my world will never be the same, that I cannot seem to get it together in any way, shape, or form, and, like, being alone with my thoughts, I just think, and I cry, and it's like I make myself sick, and I have made myself sick, like, not purposely, but that's what's happening, so I try to, like, balance it, or something. I can honestly say I've never been through anything, um, I thought I had, but, like this. As I said before, I'm just day to day. Like, These fries are so good, or I would stop eating them because I'm full. I don't even know what that notification was. That one, something came across, but I couldn't read it. The other one, nothing even came across. My phone did the same thing yesterday that it did a week ago. It rang, nothing on the screen. I'm like, I can't see who's calling, I can't answer it, I can't decline it, I've... And after the fact, there's no, like, missed call or anything. I'm like, it's very strange. Technology these days. I tell you. I don't know why I'm coughing. Okay, well, yesterday it was bothering me a little bit of post-nasal drip. I don't normally have allergies, but in the last few years I seem to have developed adult onset seasonal allergies. That's what I'm told. And I'm like, okay. They're not horrible, but when they happen, it's like, I guess it post-nasal drip and I cough. I have medication for it, but I try to not take it unless I have to. It's not like a horrible medication or whatever, but it just... Honestly, usually, like, drinking more water helps clear it up, so I just, like, I'll stick with that before medication. But if I need, you know, something, I have it. But she told me because of just how it is, she gave me an inhaler. So, and I also have a nasal spray, which is like the inhaler is gonna help you the most. So I thought I had, when I first went in for, I don't know how many years ago it's been now, 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. I thought I had just like a cold, flu, something, some type of something where I couldn't stop coughing. And my throat was hurting and I really couldn't stop coughing. And she was like, no, it's post-nasal drip. And I'm like, okay, but I'm gonna need to stop coughing. Like, you know, she just gave me an inhaler, um, and a nasal spray. No cough syrup, because she's like, it's not, like, that's not what's going on. And I'm like, okay, but I am coughing. Like, is there something that, like, for a day can make that better while the other stuff works on the allergies? And, like, I have to almost tell them how to do their jobs or what to do half the time. It helps that I'm in the medical field. I was for decades. So I'm like, okay, but as it's gonna take, a while for that, can we do like a day or two of something that's going to like help me in an acute sense of, the so that I'm not coughing with every other breath that I take? Like, wouldn't that make sense? Just like, well, that's actually a good idea. It's My mind wants to explode when you're talking to your doctor and they're like, you say something and they're like, that's actually a good idea. It's like, I know, and you should have known that being a doctor. But that's why the pharmacy exists as well, because doctors don't know everything about medication. So Big Duck, yeah, they gave me Flonase and then albuterol, which is a steroid inhaler, and I'm like, albuterol for post nasal drip to help with my coughing. I'm like, I don't have asthma. Like, there's no, I don't know, but it's like, I'll just thank God I'm in pharmacy. But at least she was able to tell me what was going on, how to properly treat it. But at least I knew what was going on, so then I can properly treat it. But it's always like, man, for people that don't have any medical background or experience, or anybody in the family, a friend, and you just trust your doctor, like, as you were told, basically, like, you trust them, and it's like, there's so many times they're not right. That they're wrong. I mean, I cannot say, I've so many hundreds in a year in the pharmacy that we would call on and call the doctor and be like, did you mean to do this? Did you mean to make this mistake? Like, clearly they didn't, but we're like, so when you wrote this, did you mean to do, and people actually sometimes get mad, like, how dare you call my doctor and question, just give me what he wrote. And it's like, ma'am, if we were to do that, that would be fatal. He made a mistake, and we can't just give what we exist. The pharmacy exists to catch those mistakes. So, yeah, that's, a liability on the pharmacies and whoever you're working for. And also, we don't want anything bad to happen to you, so we're gonna correct it and then give it to you. But people really are like, how dare you question my doctor? And it's like, well, you know that the pharmacy exists, like, more than to just, like, we're not like an assembly line where we just fill your medication. We're checking that your doctor didn't prescribe something that doesn't interact with everything else that you're taking, or any diseases you might have, or I mean, so many different things. But I just could never quote unquote blindly take something, or like just never ask a question, or just I would be grateful if somebody were questioning, like, this doesn't seem right, I'm gonna call your doctor to make sure they didn't make a mistake. Like, I would be grateful, not like, how dare you question my doctor. But yeah, yesterday and today, like, was congested. See how tomorrow goes. How I feel. Or later today. How everyone will look at it. I honestly don't care to be like, let me be a lady, like, and cover my mouth, but because in real life, like, I will occasionally, but like, if I'm with a good friend and I'm eating some French fries, like, I'm not like, like, let me just be the most eloquent person or something. I don't know. But I find myself, like, doing it on here, and I'm like, why? I don't care in real life. Why do I care in here? And it's not like I'm always eating. Just eating right now. So, oh, check my battery. I don't want to get off necessarily, but I know Big Duck probably maybe went to sleep, or you're on Xbox, I don't know. But it was nice to chat. I'm not gonna jump off. I just, for copyright and everything, if I watch something, I have to mute it. And then occasionally I turn the screen away from myself, or I'm out of the picture just because, 420 kind of thing. So, which I'm not even clear, because I've seen so many people just outwardly do that on so many different platforms, but seem to get in trouble, like, on one platform for the silliest things, and I'm like, how is that, like, wrong? Like, how does that go against standards? I have no idea. I don't know. Unless standards have gotten even stricter, but I'm like, I don't even understand how this goes against anything. And I think sometimes it doesn't. It's just enough people report something, that's what happens. But I'm like, I don't know, I'm at the point right now. So it's 3:32 a.m. and definitely not gonna sleep. I definitely would like to chat with somebody, but you know, that's that's okay too. Um, you know, it's, that it is what it is, if you will, right? So, yeah, no one to really chat with right now. Um, Big Duck, I appreciate you coming on and chatting. Not that I'm gonna end this, but I just might make the view different and mute it just to watch something. Uh, I guess I'm wishing right now in the moment that I had someone to talk to, but it is what it is. You know, um, I was just saying that. So, what are you gonna do? What are you going to do? Was I trying? So I'm gonna have to mute it first, just to make sure there's no copyright issues. If if anybody wants to chat, just type and I'll unmute. I just cut my hair, but she cut it shorter than I wanted, and I'm like, I just hurt myself. Like 6 inches instead of just 2. Yeah.